Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about my Radiomaster MT12, and we're going to talk about the latest addition to my cars, the ELRS system. This is my Radiomaster 4-in-1. I have now purchased and installed the ELRS module. This is the Ranger Nano module, and I've also installed a bunch of receivers on my cars, and we're just going to go through some of the reasonings and some of the advantages that I hope to have by upgrading to this new system. So this was the 4-in-1. I purchased it about a year ago. The reason why I bought it is because I've got a whole bunch of cars in my arsenal. I've got a Tamiya TTO2, I've got a Traxxas Raptor, I've got an associated RB10 buggy, and I also run Mini Zs. So I've got a Kyosho box stock MR03, but I also have a Atomic MRX for those who have been following my videos. And this radio runs them all. I've also been using the 4-in-1 system to run all of my touring cars. So I've got a 24 X-Ray X12 running in GT12 class. I've got a 22 X-Ray X4 running in USGT, and then a recent acquisition, this guy here, another 2022 X-Ray X4 running 21.5 touring car. In all of those cars, I've been running this cheap, you're probably gonna laugh, this cheap $15 Fly Sky receiver. It's like a 3-channel receiver, easy to get, cheap at the hobby shop. However, since I've been running these cars, and most specifically the touring car, I've started to question whether or not, this cheap hardware, plus the 4-in-1 protocol of the Radiomaster, is being a disadvantage as far as like latency and reaction time between the transmitter and the receiver. And upon doing a bunch of research, and there was one video in particular that kind of opened my eyes to this, that actually showed a comparison between some of the higher end radios like a Sanwa M17, the Noble MB4 Plus, versus this radio specifically paired to this cheap receiver. The latency is laughable. And now that I'm getting into these faster cars on tighter and more precise tracks, it came into question, am I being limited by, this cheap stuff? So rather than invest in, a very high-end radio like the Sanwa M17, for example, which in Canada runs for about $1,000. Instead, I did a bunch of research and I decided to try ELRS. So with this module, less than $100, the receivers, $20, $30 wherever you can find them, and then running the F1000 Crossfire protocol, which amongst all of the drone guys that run these crazy high-speed racing drones, F1000 is known as the the lowest latency, the fastest possible transmitting receiving that you can get on this planet. And you can get it with now surface radios using this module. So I thought rather than spending $1,000 and having a second radio in my arsenal with the Sanwa, I'm going to give ELRS a shot. So that's what I did. So I got the module, I got a bunch of receivers for my touring cars, I installed everything, paired everything up, and everything seems to be working. Now, I won't have a chance to really test, how much better these cars are going to drive for another 2 weeks, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how it works. The other cool thing about ELRS and Radiomaster and Edge TX in general is it's all open source, and you can really get into the functionality online about tweaking settings and all that kind of stuff. And one thing I found that was really cool is how you can, create discrete hotspots, Wi-Fi hotspots, either on the module itself or in the receiver, and then log onto your computer and make settings within your receiver to set fail safes. And if you have a 333 megahertz servo, tweak your channel 1 so that it's in tune with that 333 megahertz servo. You can do all of that online, which is really cool. So I'm going to give you a quick demo of that, just to show you, quite frankly. So here we are. I've got, just of note, on the Radiomaster, you can store a bunch of models. What I've done is I have created separate cars for the traditional slow Radiomaster version. So let's bring this up here. There we go. So you got, for example, my X12 and my USGT car. I also have the 21.5 touring car. I've created separate profiles using the LRS system for all three of those cars. So there, for example, is my touring car on LRS and my USGT car on LRS. So let's use the touring car really quick, and I'm just going to show you kind of how this works. It's pretty cool. So we're on this car. Let's just go back to the main page. I'm going to turn on my touring car here. So pardon the noise because of the fan, but it is what it is. So here we go. I'm just going to shift the camera quickly here so that you can see everything. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to enable the Wi-Fi on the receiver so that I can go onto my MacBook and make a bunch of changes. So just a quick demo here. So I go system page, I'm in LRS, and what you do is you can see I'm in F1000. Again, that's that super crazy fast protocol. I'm going to scroll down to Wi-Fi connectivity. There it is there. Click on that. And then I'm going to go enable receiver Wi-Fi. Click that. Enter. There we go. So now I'm going to go over to my MacBook. And what's really cool here is, so I go to my Wi-Fi settings. Now there's a new Express LRS. So that's the receiver. So now it is in Wi-Fi mode. So I'm going to connect to that. And then this new window pops up where I can make a whole bunch of settings with the receiver itself. I can update the firmware, all that stuff. So, oh, it's gone. I don't know where it went. Oh well. Oh, there it is. So it's resetting. So just give me a second. There it is. Okay, so it's back. So I can go there, update the firmware. I can set fail safes. I can make model settings, all that kind of stuff to the receiver. So that's a super cool feature that I'm really enjoying learning about and getting smart on. So I'm going to continue to explore this whole Express LRS system, but mainly I'm really excited to see what kind of performance I get out of the car. You know, is it going to be on Sanwa level, kind of pro scale levels? We'll see. I'm the only guy in our club running Radiomaster. I've had a lot of questions about it. People have come up to me and said, hey man, like what's up with this radio? I've never seen it before. So I'm hoping to, you know, really give them an idea of how this Express LRS system works. So again, really well known in the drone community for its super crazy range and its uber low latency. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this applies to the surface world. So more to follow. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to have a race update in about 2 weeks' time when I'm going to run all three of my cars, the 21.5 TC, the USGT car, and the GT12 car, all on Express LRS. So please stay tuned and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.